This video is sponsored by Beam2. This is me internally fighting the wind, and this is the first photo I took on a spontaneous photography trip to the Lake District. In this video, I'm taking you along on a couple of spontaneous photography trips to two very different places with just one camera, my Fujifilm XH2, and a single zoom lens. I'll be sharing the good photos and also the one I'm not super happy about. It'll be a different video from usual, but I hope you enjoy it. I'm not really outdoorsy, but I had the chance to spend 3 weeks in the gorgeous Lake District, and it would have been rude not to take some photos. I decided to stick to digital for this trip because I'm really trying to shoot as much as I can with my new Fujifilm XH2 and see how I actually feel about it long term. We waited for the weather to clear and decided to go to Batamir. I actually find shooting pure nature and landscapes quite challenging. I usually feel more comfortable when I have people or city elements to work with, so this was definitely out of my comfort zone. Using a zoom lens gave me a bit of flexibility. I wanted the option to switch between wide and tighter focal lengths without overthinking it. For me, weather is really important. That bright, warm light is a big part of my signature style. So I'll be honest, I was a bit discouraged on this trip because the photos mostly felt flat to me. But I took it as a challenge to experiment with slightly moodier photos. We parked near the lake and made our way down to the water to explore the area a little more. If there is one color I both love and hate when editing photos, it's green. I do love some shades of green, but when there is too much of it, it can really throw me off. So I was trying to find some more open spaces where I could get a mix of colors and interesting combinations. The vastness of the lake felt a bit overwhelming at first, so I decided to focus on capturing smaller details instead. When I was researching what local photographers were saying, pretty much everyone agreed you had to get up super early at sunrise to get the best light. I'm definitely more of a sunset girl, but the skies weren't showing any signs of clearing, so I just thought, I'm gonna wake up early anyway, might as well just head out whenever. Well, that was mistake number one. What I learned is that landscape photography is really all about timing and weather, and honestly the middle of the day is probably the worst time to head out. This was probably my favorite moment of the day. We found this little path winding up the hill and I wanted to capture the light filtering through the leaves. It's not really my usual type of shot, but I was happy with how the tree was positioned because I always try to find a frame that doesn't feel too obvious or cheesy. I also like having a person in the shot, someone you might just barely see or maybe not at all, to add a little mysterious element. That's me in Venice on a 35-degree day, absolutely melting on the inside, but so happy to be in my element, surrounded by all these gorgeous colors to play with. I found myself mostly sticking to the 27mm focal length and switching between detail shots. I didn't really have a clear assignment, I was just chasing light and beautiful architecture. I would like to take another moment to focus on this photo because it's probably one of my favorite photos of this video. Really ticked all the boxes for me, a good framing element on the left, an empty space to let the image breathe, and a bit of elation from the diffuser filter, which I just love. Trip planning is probably the most important part of taking gorgeous travel photos. And that's why I want to thank today's sponsor, Beam2, an app built by the KNF concept team that you can use as your own photography travel map. Whenever I'm planning to go somewhere new, I always spend a good amount of time researching where I can go there to take photos. I usually end up bouncing between Instagram, Google Maps and random blogs that I find on the internet, but I've always wished there was an app that focused on photography where I could see actual photos from other photographers in those locations. And that's what Beam2 does. You can also search by location, zoom in on a city or region, and instantly see what other photographers have captured there. It makes trip planning so much easier because you get a visual sense of the place before you go. I've started using Beam2 to build my own photography map, and it's like a visual diary where I've been, and it's so satisfying to look back on. If you're into photography and travel, I would really recommend you giving it a go. I'm gonna attach the link in the description below. Now, back to the video. What I love about Venice is that it really doesn't matter what the weather's like, you always come away with a banger shot. I always try to avoid this specific spot because it's usually way too busy, and honestly, I'm always a bit paranoid about getting my phone stolen. But I also know I always find a new angle here and end up taking a photo I'm happy with. Maybe it's the Italian in me, but I just can't seem to take good photos when the weather is bad. It does make me wonder though, should I push myself with a bit of exposure therapy and keep shooting in conditions I'm not comfortable with? Or should I lean into my style and make it my signature? Some food for thought. If you have an opinion or want to share your own process when it comes to photography or travel photography, I would love to hear from you. Feel free to leave a comment below. And that's the end of the video. Thank you so much for watching. If you'd like to see more of these videos, please let me know in the comments. I read all of them. And thanks to Bean2 for sponsoring this video. I'm gonna leave a link in the description below with my activation code if you want to give it a try. And yeah, I'll see you next week.